following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.
This isn't just a game. This is iRacing. After two wild and very long races here in the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing Masters of the Draft Series tonight, we return to the closest thing to normal you will see when it comes to drafting, and that is Talladega Superspeedway, 2.66 mile track here in Alabama, virtually on iRacing, as tonight we crown our first leg, if you will, of 6 of the Masters of the Draft champion as we wrap up the Truck Series here tonight. here at the virtual Talladega Superspeedway with a 250-mile event that should be in store for some great racing here tonight when it is all said and done. Let's take a look at the schedule for those who have not heard of this Masters of the Draft Series. A very interesting concept that Scott Wise and others brought up. So basically, as I've been using throughout the season, think of the races as the Mario Kart. So each Mario Kart Cup had 4 races in it when you played Mario Kart, right? So 4, all the way down. There's 6 different series of 4 races in different vehicles, from the trucks tonight, the Gen 7s, the next gen cars there next, the next series of 4, then it'll be the 87s, then the Xfinity, then Gen 4, then the Gen 6 car will be the series all the way through April. And that's how it lines up tonight. We're at the final Talladega race before a little bit of time off, a week, and then we'll come back October 1st at Daytona for another 250-miler in the next-gen car, as we'll go racing there coming up here in 2 weeks. So, again, a lot of creativity into this, and I give credit to Scott. And this has been interesting, and so far these 3 races have been interesting. Daytona has been rather clean. I mean, compared to the other 2, it's been almost caution-free, basically. But then we went to Monza and then the iRacing Superspeedway, and, well, they lost their minds, apparently, in this series. And things have happened throughout the racing that's led to some different changes and things like that. And Lauren getting mad, which Lauren mad. It's funny to hear from our side, but it's not funny to hear if you're a driver. But either way, she's been having to put the foot down already after 3 races. I admit the foot is down. But hopefully tonight she will not have to do that here at Talladega, because we kind of know what we're doing here at this track per se. You're going to see 2 3-wide racing throughout. And you're going to see some pretty long stages here in this 250-mile event. As my daughter's going nuts behind me here. 250 miles here. We're going to see stages of 17 and 47, which means somewhere in between the end of stage 1 and even stage 2, we're going to see green flag pit stops potentially leading up into the end of the final stage here when it's all said and done. You okay back there?
Yep.
What are you doing?
Look at me. I see you.
I see you too. You say hi?
Hi. No.
You just said hi, though.
No.
It happens. All right. Anyways, there you go. Cameo from the daughter, Lucy. So, all right, qualifying about to start here momentarily, and then we'll go over the point standings and stuff as we go into this final event of the truck portion of the program. Good night, sweetie. As, yeah, let's get ready to go qualifying here. As we'll hit the old exciting button here, and per usual, 2 laps. And the trucks, though, I kind of shared this a little bit at Daytona, and I'll share it here tonight at Talladega. The second lap isn't necessarily the way to go here, basically. From my knowledge in running this truck a lot in previous series, I've learned that if you're going to get the fastest time out of this truck, you want to be on the track the 1 lap in. That is it. Get what you can get, of course, up there on that top side, and then come to the green flag and take what you need to get to the pole here potentially tonight. So as trucks roll all the way out onto the apron, you want to get this thing. As soon as you cross that line, get to the top. The longest trip around this track is on the top side, and the quicker you get up there, the further the distance all the way back to the start-finish line as you get this truck riled up to speed. You see Jason Branch there in the 28 car. And the reason, by the way, I've learned that that is the way to do this is because the hotter the tires get, believe it or not, on the truck, the slower it goes when it comes to single truck speed. I know it sounds kind of weird. But let's see who runs the top and who does not here. This will tell me who's listening to the stream. Like, wait a minute, I just changed my strategy because the captain said so. Which then means if you don't win the pole, you're going to blame me, and I'm not accepting that one bit here tonight. So Branch right now, they're deciding to follow. There's the 13, Jim Thorndike on track. His debut here in the series for this season. Number 13 truck. Speeds up to about 175, 176 miles an hour. we see the first laps going up here on the board. As Thompson with a 54 flat right now. Greg Thompson with a good lap. Wilson goes up to second. Let's see how Thorndike crosses the line for his lap. As Clark jumps to the pole, Thorndike to fourth, a 54.16. But right now, Quentin Clark, the pole sitter, after one lap, as others come slotting into their positions here. Al Likens up to the 9th position right now. Every truck does have to run a qualifying lap here. As Clark's still the pole sitter, you see those trucks coming to pit road after their laps, so they're done, one and done for them. Jim Treat up to third, AJ Condon fourth, Ryan Wilson your top 5. And let's get you some truck audio, I guess, huh? Looks like going to stay on Thorndike all the way around this track. You see Joe Wells, the points leader entering tonight, could be the champion when it's all over with. He is fourth. Andrew Moore jumps to third. RRM, Roger Rios Matias up to fourth. And Branch to eighth. And for the Thorndike, he stays 11th, 54.16. I see purple. Dean Wilkinson across the line. Bam! 54.062. There's Tom Dixon with a pretty good one. He crosses the line. Second by 1/1000th of a second. So close, but yet so far. I mean, they both are in purple. I mean, that's how close a lap that was. Scott Wise 7th right now. Everybody's got a lap so far except for Steve Melnick, as he's got roughly 30 seconds to get across the front straightaway here. That's the first time I've actually seen 2 purples show up on my screen like that. As here's Melnick and across the line in the Darkwing Duck, number 1, and he goes 24th. 54.18. Scott Ford, 54.14, crosses the line. And it looks like Dean Wilkinson will be the pole sitter here tonight at Talladega. So congratulations to Dean on another pole, as I believe he scored the pole, if I remember correctly, last week in that race. So, all right, time for the 10-minute warm-up here. This is where Lauren will get all the drivers together and do the little team meeting as they get prepared for the race. They'll probably have a come to Jesus talk and so on and so forth. And this will give us our opportunity to show you the point standings as we enter tonight's race. As Joe Wells leads right now in the point standings. And you see Joe at a pretty handy point lead as of right now of 45 points. That is because not only does he have 3 top 10s, not only does he have 3 top 5s, he has 3 top 3 finishes so far this season. He has survived Daytona. He survived the carnage at Monza and the carnage at iRacing Superspeedway. And he is set to win the truck side of the championship here tonight. If he gets a halfway decent finish, he should be good to go. Scott Wise right there, 45 points back. But, of course, you do have the bonus points for stage racing. That is going to come into play here this evening. All Joe needs to do is basically maintain through the 2 stages, and he should bring home the championship when it's over with here. Of course, if Scott scores max points in both stages and Joe doesn't score any, then it brings us into play, because all you need is about 25 points at that point, and it could get interesting when it's all said and done. So there are some ways that Scott Wise can win the championship tonight, but it's going to be very hard to top what Joe Wells has done in that 3 truck here so far this season. So we'll see how that works out. Team points going into tonight's race. Now, I should share as a side note, the points will carry over. By the way, there will be 2 different standings starting next week. There'll be the Gen 7, the next gen standings, and then the overall standings throughout the season. So, Torque Wrench leads by 26 right now over G Lightning. TW Motorsports third. High Spirits and Backwoods Mafia there to top 5. G Lightning Motorsports. There's G Lightning Motors, G Lightning Motorsports. They are 6th, tied with TNT. XTI there in 8th, and R&R in the 9th position right now. So, obviously, kind of a tight battle there when that is all said and done here racing for those championship points right there. Want to mention real quickly, if you have not had an opportunity to check out the Captain store, yep, you can check out the merchandise and more right there on the Captain Esports Network shop. Just look below the screen. If you hit that little drop-down menu where it has all the race information in it, you'll look and there's a link that you can click on and go check out. This is your time to go do so right now. We get a little break here before the race begins, but we got t-shirts. Matter of fact, Joe Wells got himself a t-shirt today, and you can ask him about it, and maybe I'll do so here in a minute. But Joe, obviously, just sporting a Captain Esports Network t-shirt. You can do the same there, but we got clothes for kids. We got clothes for toddlers, for babies. We got hats. We got winter gear, hockey sweater on there, believe it or not. So much more. Magnets, koozie, or no, there's no koozies yet. I should do that, though. Hello. Let's see what else we got. We got whiskey glasses, coffee glasses, and as I mentioned, magnets already, beanies, pretty much mostly everything. So go check it out. There's a link right down here below, and I'll also grab a link really quickly for you, and I will post it and actually pin it up here at the top. Just give me one quick second here. So appreciate all the support, basically, that everybody's been showing for the Captain Esports Network, and potentially some off-brand stuff coming in the very near future as we always look to improve our improve what I'm doing here on the Captain Esports Network. My wife's been coming up with ideas for like shirts and things like that, and you know, we got all our classic sayings that we like to say. It'd be kind of cool if some of those ended up on t-shirts. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So a little hint per se, but yeah, here's the link. All right, let's they should be about done unless Lauren's really giving them that talk. She'll do this. I know this from both the racing side and the admin, from the broadcast side. She is not afraid to. She will put the foot down and say, "Look, y'all tighten up tonight," especially to her husband Scott. That's the funniest part when she gets on the Scott. I mean, that's comedic material right there. Yeah, there we go. Zach Colleen in there talking about getting a whiskey glass and a coffee cup this week. I'm curious to see the coffee cup. I've seen the whiskey glass now. I've seen shirts delivered. I've had people send me photos and stuff of all the items. So I'm curious to see what the coffee glass looks like there. But there's the link right there now in the chat. And we're going to pin this up there to the top for anybody who wants to click on it. Right on up there. All right, so how much time do we have here before the race? Got it. So about 5 minutes to go. And they're still in the driver's meeting down there, so we'll kind of stall here for just a moment. And, of course, talking about this track being 2.66 miles. For those who have never seen a race here, you're wide open. You're in the draft. The trucks obviously create a big hole in the air. A lot of drag in these trucks. Speeds are not the highest, but they will get out there, run about 190 miles an hour, and they got that new blowover, of course, that happened about a season or two ago. So these trucks get turned sideways. They could go for a ride, and that could be interesting tonight. Will we see the big wreck? Will we not see the big wreck? One thing I tried to actually talk to these guys a little bit last week after the iRacing race was explaining racecraft on a super speedway, because one thing you will see is these guys get 2 and 3 wide and they get out there racing, trying to get to the front, right? Well, what's the easiest thing you can do on a track of this size that can ruin your race? Put yourself in a bad spot and wreck, right? So I told them it doesn't matter if it's the most, and I did this to a couple people because they were asking me about it, and we were all discussing it, and I told them my view of super speedway racing. It doesn't matter how exciting it is. It doesn't matter how boring it is, right? Super speedway racing, your goal, and this is actually in any race, but in super speedway racing, your goal is to be the first person to cross the line in the least amount of time. That's how you win a race, right? It doesn't sit there and say you get style points in between. So your job is to get there first. How do you get there first? Stay out of trouble. Well, the main thing you got to do is control what you can control at that point. So put yourself in a spot where you feel the safest and run. If it's a single file line, you get everybody single file and everybody runs 93 single file laps. I'll apologize to everybody now. The race will be boring. But you know what? The finish is going to be pretty wild when everybody gets racing and wrecking all of a sudden trying to get to the finish. But it's one of those that I've tried to explain, and I've always been one that rides in the back. And you can call it boring, you can call it not racing, but whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that matters in racing is the first person across that start-finish line. All right, looks like they're releasing from the meeting now, finally. So let's get our points leader up here with me and talk to him this evening.
Hello there.
Hello there. See if Joe's here with us, or did he run to the bathroom? There he is.
Hello there.
Hello there, points leader. I yanked you out of the meeting as you guys were finishing up there. Obviously, Joe, man, you've not only pulled off 3 top 10s in this series, not only have pulled off 3 top 5s, but 3 top 3 finishes as you come in here to Talladega tonight. And basically, unless something where Scott wins both stages and you wreck out, I mean, how do we bring her home tonight?
Yeah, man, I think a lot of it's just kind of playing the same game that I've been playing the last 3 weeks, playing the game of survival, learning to work with the proper people on track, specifically my teammates and other allies. Yeah, just keeping a level head. You got to realize it's what we got 90-something laps tonight, something like that.
94, yeah.
94 laps. You
250
gotta,
miles.
yeah, you gotta get to lap 94 for any of it to really count. So, really just trying to survive. Obviously, Scott's a great driver, and I mean, I might have shot myself in the foot. I pushed him into the win last week. So, but nah, it's gonna be a good race. I'm excited. I got a lot of good guys on G Lightning Motors behind me. Got Vivid EV on the truck tonight as well. So, excited to see what we can do here.
So, how's the new T-shirt?
Oh yeah. Want to say thank you as well. Got the new T-shirt from you guys. So go check out the shop. I'm sure he's got it posted in the YouTube caption or somewhere in Discord. But great white new T-shirt. Super excited to be rocking that now, and looking forward to be able to bring you guys to Victory Lane as well someday.
There you go, buddy. Well, hey, best of luck here, and we let's see if we can talk tonight.
Awesome. I appreciate it, man.
Yes,
Hopefully we talk soon. Thanks.
Sounds
Chris.
good. Joe Wells ready to maybe win a championship and even sporting the Captain eSports T-shirt there, so that's cool to see. All right, let's go trackside for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, here we go. 33 trucks lining up on the front straightaway here, ready to go for 94 laps here this evening at the Talladega Superspeedway in the finale of the truck portion of this Masters of the Draft series, the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing in the Vets to Track Masters of the Draft series. Take a look at the starting lineup here for the race. Is Dean Wilkinson on the pole again at Shearwine, number 55. He'll start out inside of Tom Dixon there in the 29. Adam Gladfelter and Quentin Clark there in row 2. Travis Gilbert and Scott Wise in row 3. Row 4, Greg Thompson, Andrew Moore, Sam Taylor there, who apparently this morning, not sure if he still is, damped up on Mountain Dew. And Al Likens there on his outside. Derek Jacobs and Roger Rios Matias there in row number 6. I make that as a joke because he sent that message out like 9 a.m. Joe Wells there at 13th, and Eddie Roati in the 14th position. Scott Ford, Jim Treat, row 8, row 9, the Moose. I'm kidding, that's what Daryl Johnston, the former football player, was called. This is Daryl Johnson in the 17th position, alongside Jason Branch, AJ Condon, Ryan Wilson, Jim Thorndike, Krishawn Elliott, who lives literally less than 5 minutes from me. Shane Ward and Dylan Pickle-Simmer in the 12th row. 13th row, Shane Ward, or I should say Stephen Melnick and Tommy Rogers, Andrew Schroeder and Tim Shiflett, Dustin Rogerson and Brady Karowski, Jacob Bowen, Dusty White, and Darren Mack, the 33rd and final starter. Race information tonight, 94 laps. Stages are lap 19 and 47. So again, 19 and 47 here tonight. We'll crown the stage winners, 82 degrees. Partly cloudy skies, humidity is down, which means it is beautiful weather in Talladega, Alabama, about an hour east of Birmingham, as we get ready to go racing. As a matter of fact, tomorrow night's league broadcast is going to be like 10 minutes down the road at Barber. So we're going to be in Alabama for a couple nights here as we get ready to go racing. The tradition around Talladega is Sweet Home Alabama plays on the speaker for the lap coming to the green. So if this was real life, well, we could do it right now, but I would get copyrighted and a whole bunch of issues would happen. As we see the pace truck hang a left, as Joe Wells looks to lock up the championship tonight in the first of 6 tiers of the Masters of the Draft, presented by Vet to Track. As we come to the green flag, it is Dean Wilkinson and Tom Dixon leading them to the green at Talladega. And our cameras presented by TrackCams22.com. They are online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com. And after the wild couple of weeks that these guys had to endure of Monza and iRacing Superspeedway, you wonder how tame these guys are going to be here to start this race. You see Dixon up there on that top side getting the push already from the 42 of Quentin Clark. That's him in that, shall we call, Miami Vice colors in the 42. Should mention real quickly that Dean Wilkinson won the Vivid EV Polo Award tonight. So congratulations to Dean, and a big shout out to Vivid EV for sponsoring the Polo Award this season as Tom Dixon leads lap 1. And appreciate all the support that those guys are doing. I know they're on Joe Wells and a couple other trucks here this evening. So 2 wide for the most part here. Everybody minding their P's and Q's so far. Matt Felter, who had a good finish there in Daytona earlier this season, right there in the inside line. Pretty much 2x2 all the way back to about 20th or so. The 20th row. Almost look like the start of the race all over again. This tri-oval, very tricky here, is up the middle. Here we go, already leaning on each other. And they're still hitting each other here. That just absolutely killed the outside lane. An aggressive move there by the 42 of Quentin Clark just kind of killed the outside lane there. And that's going to also hurt the 29's momentum as he falls back now, as 12 gets hung out there in the outside lane. Top side is Pickle-Simmer, and at Advanced Auto Parts, number 12. I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about, the whole, how do you get to the finish of this race we talked about during the pre-race. Obviously, the 42 wants to be up front. He wants to get there as quick as he can and stay up that way, but you sometimes got to use a little bit of patience. Sounds like a song. All right, look at this 9. Outside lane, UniFirst. Hendrick throwback, or I guess it's a throwback to earlier this year. The 9 of Sam Taylor. He's got the 2 of Travis Gilbert, the winner from Monza a few weeks ago. The 25 on his backside is Al Leicheneg's Alta number 25. The one truck has lost the draft already, Tim Shiflett. Otherwise, 32 trucks in this lead pack. As Wilkinson's led them all so far, Glatfelder has not left his tailgate. Appreciate the viewers watching here this evening. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, we appreciate you coming back. But more importantly, please tell 2 friends to tell 2 friends. Go share it out there with the world and let them know you're watching the Captain Esports Network. As I appreciate everybody's support here who was able to tune in and watch, even if it's just for 10 seconds. I will say thank you. Feel free to say hello and chat too, by the way, if you are watching on the stream. Good patience there by Scott Wise. Just rode with him in that 31 truck. Got right up to the back of the 44. Could have easily tried to give him a push there in the corner, but chose not to. But I was starting to talk about before that little argy-bargy happened up at the front about that tri-oval. The tri-oval is not as banked as the main portion of the track here. This turn 1 and 2 and turn 3 and 4, 33 degrees of banking. The tri-oval is actually at 18 degrees. So that's more the equivalent of Chicagoland, if you will, is the 55 has said, you know what, I've led enough laps, I'm going to the back. Take Joe Wells back there with him here as they're going to play this carefully. But I was just saying, though, with that 18 degrees of banking, think of driving in Chicagoland, basically, in the corners, is what the banking on the front straightaway here is going into the tri-oval right here. So your truck can get lighter, doesn't have as much grip, and that's where you'll see these trucks move around a lot, especially in that bottom groove, which is actually even less banked than at 18 degrees, as mentioned, as the 9 of Sam Taylor leads. Jason Branch has jumped into this battle. So is the vet to track. Truck there just in the middle. That's Daryl Johnson, by the way, in that 93. That's that silver, black, and gold truck right there with no number on it. This is what Daryl sees right now. Andrew Moore to his outside. Jason Branch to his inside. 12 truck getting a little free there. Had to check up. Good job by everybody there. That could have been bad. Thorndike there to the outside to 13. Going to get a little bit of a run. See if he cuts down in the middle here. You got to have quick hands. You got to have quick feet. You got to have a quick mind. This pack is now separated out a little bit. Got about 2 separate packs. So you got the leaders here. Then you go back here. Here's your second group now with Joe Wells and the 55 of Dean Wilkinson, the Daytona winner there, leading this pack. And then you see the 48 pack there also of Andrew Schroeder. And then you got a whole nother pack that is slowly, I think, has joined together with this pack with Kurowski and Darren Mack, unfortunately, has now lost the draft. And as mentioned before, Tim Shiflett has lost the draft as we come by to complete lap number 8 already. Three wide. The usual here at this track. Very wide. Plenty of room for it. As long as you can hold a lane, you can make it work. Sometimes you get these trucks trying to side draft off each other. That's why you see them kind of running closer together. When they go into the corners, they're trying to pull back the other truck so that they can get the run down the straightaway. Through the tri-oval, 9 laps complete. There's Gilbert and Taylor. Controlling the pace right now. Let's go to the roof cam here. The superior templating number 21 of Roger Rios Matias as he follows his good buddy Andrew Moore here down the back straightaway. Little checkup right there. You see him pushing. You got to be careful. You cannot see the truck in front of you. So you're pushing Andrew with hoping that there's not like a checkup or something, because that's where usually this kind of wreck will happen. These guys do have the one reset to use tonight if needed. I'm hoping for their sake they don't. That's cool. Ooh, a little side draft there, a little contact. Clark and more as Clark goes up there, tries to side draft them back. And here we go. Some contact and into the wall. There goes the 44. Gladfelder into Al Lycan, and caution's going to come out for the first time at lap 11. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you, with some of the side draft and stuff that I'm watching happen after, especially the mayhem for the last couple of weeks that this series has been through. It's kind of surprising, but hey, they're the racers. It looked like it all started with the 44 getting turned, but I think this actually started a little ahead of this, back where the pass for the lead was starting to happen right here. As you see, they're 4 wide. And a couple trucks just get crossed up at Thorndike to the wreck to 10. He goes somersaulting. I mean, that wasn't even a flip. He went like literally for a somersault. And Melnick with some damage. I saw Thorndike get involved. 23 gets turned. Watch this again. So it looks like potentially, I'll have to watch this replay again, but I think the 42 might have gotten the 21 out of shape. As the caution comes out here for the first time. All right, take a look at one more replay here real quickly. As we go on board with Quentin Clark here, some of the leaders have come to pit road. And what you're going to see, I think, here, if I can get a good view here, let's go roof cam, is I believe he and the 21 are going to get together here. Maybe not. I don't know. That's a tough one to call. But either way, Roger gets a little out of shape, and that's where the connection with Al comes together. And the wreck breaks out right there behind him. As first caution comes out, and you're going to see about 3/4 of the field come to pit road, with Andrew Moore being the first one that will have fuel at least in the car. Quentin Clark, Dusty White, Eddie Rawadi, Roger Rios Matias, and Gerald Johnson look like amongst the others. And then you got some cars coming to pit road either to, they might be trying to save the reset that they have for later in the race, which is not a bad idea here, especially if you have enough damage to just get fixed up real quick, put some bear bond on it and roll on. So I talked to a couple sources, and it looks like you can go about 23, 24, 25 laps, somewhere in that range, when it comes to the fuel mileage with the 80% fuel in this truck. So when you do the math on that one, obviously you get through stage 1 here, but you're going to be back on pit road probably at about 10 laps or so altogether. And that should get you through the end of stage 2. But for these guys who pitted here, they're going to be able to go at least to about 10 laps to go or so in stage number 2, as Travis Gilbert going to lead them to the green flag this time by. Let's actually get a word with Travis in the 2 car here and see how he's doing right now. Is Travis, you got a copy, bud? Good, man. Obviously leading this race here, coming off a win at Monza this season on the truck side of things, but the racing already picking up a little bit there towards the front. How have you been seeing it so far? And you going to try to stay up there the whole time? Is this one of those where, you know, you're just going to kind of get a feel? What are we thinking? Hey, so far so good here. You got 5 laps, even get yourself a stage win. Hey. Hey, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. We'll see what happens, right? Yeah, absolutely, man. R&R, right? G Lightning. Okay, that's right. I was trying to remember who goes where here. So, all right, Travis Gilbert, appreciate his time as he goes to G Lightning. I should take a photo or something in the future. But got to come back to the green here, lap number 14. And as we do come to the green, I want to remind you of 40 Racewear. Good buddy of mine, Jim Herrick, out of the Indianapolis area with gloves and shoes and other merchandise that you can check out, including stuff that can potentially enhance your iRacing and other simulator experiences. He's got shoes that are very comfortable for in the house. Right there as you're racing with pedals. You can barely even feel them on your feet. Trust me when I tell you that. 40 Racewear is the spot for gloves, shoes, and so much more. And a big hello to Jim and his family right down the road from me in the Indianapolis area. As we come to the green flag here, 21 viewers hanging out watching tonight. Appreciate all of you. As we complete lap number 14 as Gilbert launches back to green. As you see the 9 of Sam Taylor, Jason Branch up there on that top side with, well, really no help as actually Gilbert goes up there to help him. Here comes Scott Wise going to go with him, and there's Greg Thompson who likes to follow Scott around, which is not a bad idea sometimes. See the 42 already making it 3 wide back there. As Wise going to go to the front just like that. Be careful with the bumps in the corner. Like right there specifically. You do not want to hit a truck in the left rear. Or any car like that in the left rear. Is Jason Branch with issues. And he had to go save her. Back onto the track. An unfortunate break for him, but we continue green. Back here, the 42 and 21 back together, and there's a couple of the G Lightning cars or trucks, a 33 and the 14, Derek Jacobs, and the 14 of Krishan Elliott, the 3 of Joe Wells. '39 of Shane Ward starting to come into the picture himself there. Need I say, you wonder if the first caution kind of woke these guys up a little bit again? Tommy Rogers, unfortunately, the 34 truck is off the track and still on pit road as Tom Dixon is on pit road also now in the 29. Not sure what's going on with the outside pole sitter, but Tom Dixon is in. We ride with the 42 of Quentin Clark. 18 laps complete. And I think I just realized I just pulled the whoopsies. And usually the listeners will catch me on this, but sometimes I turn the microphone off on the other driver. I don't think I ever got Travis on the air there. Whoops. Get that fixed. We'll talk to him again here if we get another break. Where's my back? Where's all my backup at? I'm not perfect. One-man show. Producer's fired. Have to get another one. As we'll come to 2 laps to contact back there on Andrew Moore. Good save on his part. As they come to the line here, 1 to go in the stage. Scott Wise leading it. This is what Joe Wells does not need, but he's up there getting points. Potentially here in that 3 truck. Wise with help from Greg Thompson there on that bottom side. The outside line should get a little bit of a run here. Coming off the corner. Can they side draft that front row back? As one truck gets really sideways. That's Condon back there into 5 as they come to the start-finish line. It will be Scott Wise who gets the bonus points and wins stage number 1. Presented by Wise Guy iRacing Graphics. As the Wise Guy himself gets himself a stage win here at Talladega. As Gilbert gets pushed back out to the front there. Of course, all types of awards here tonight. Per usual, the Hard Charger Award to the leading, the driver who gains the most positions that qualified for the race. Of course, the winner tonight going to go to Vet to Track Victory Lane and so much more. As up top, Daryl Johnson, Sam Taylor, and Al Lycan have gone back to the front here on this top side. .39 getting a pretty good run up to the middle with help from Thorndike. That is Shane Ward. As Thorndike's going to move the second. Here comes the 7-Eleven truck up the middle, Dusty White. Wonder if he wins tonight. Do we get free Slurpees? Asking for a friend. If these guys are going to calm down. They did for a minute. Now they've gotten back to 3 wide. And the drivers you're going to have to watch here in the next couple laps are the ones that did not come to pit road. Under that yellow, you could be seeing those guys come to pit road here shortly, because they are going to need fuel in these trucks. As a matter of fact, here they come. This is going to be Scott Wise, Greg Thompson, Derek Jacobs, all coming to pit road here. And they're going to need a little help here, it looks like. A little bit of damage back there on that truck to the outside. I think that's the 5 of Condon. On the left front, he's got some damage as he tries to push Thorndike, but the 33 Raleigh pushing the 39 out to the front. Andrew Schroeder starting to get into the picture here in that Jets truck. Oh, easy. that truck get out of shape up there on the top side. The 11 of Steve White there, a little out of shape, a little dancing. Fantastic racing here so far. Just the one caution here early in this race. Otherwise, been clean and green as White's going to get shuffled out by the New York Jets truck. As you see, the three trucks that just came to pit road, what they did not want to see was this pack catch them and put them a lap down. And I think that is what is going to exactly happen here. As Shane Ward starting to get the toe off of the Derek Jacobs truck. Outside line, Thorndike with not much help. About 3, 4, 5 trucks there on his backside there, but it's just a matter of getting organized now. Let's see what the 39 does. He's decided to just pick up the 303. Nope, he's going to jump to the top side here. I'm surprised Thompson doesn't maybe go up there and try to defend. Or even Scott in this situation. They're going to stay right on the bumpers of each other here, trying to keep themselves up front. Six laps complete, 26 trucks on the lead lap here. As here comes Travis Gilbert, and a 5 of Condon spins on the pit road. Does a great job to lock it down and allows the others to get around him. It might not hurt him too bad, as he's got one truck there behind him still in the 27 of Karowski, so he might be okay if he can get it in and out of his pit box here. Oh, no, now he overshot it. Now he's done for, unfortunately. He's going to need some help. It looks like there. Top side, the 69 truck. Starting to make moves with Jacob Bowen. And riding with Johnson there in the 93 truck. That's 27 laps in the book, pack down to about 15 trucks or so. As they go by a lap truck there, should mention Condon still on pit road, so he must add more than the overshooting of the pits there. As Andrew Moore all of a sudden off the pace. Not sure if he was aborting out of the pack or what the deal was there. But he and Melnick had to check up a little bit there. So now you got the front two inside lane of Ward and Rowdy, and then you got Thorndike getting the push from the JETS Jets truck. As Schrader with the push. Lap truck of Scott Wise and Greg Thompson there behind them. What they need is this race to potentially keep green. If they do get a yellow right now, Scott Wise would be the lucky dog because he's right there in front of Greg. But Greg would then have to take the wave around, which then would put the situation out there of having to come back to pit road under green potentially when we go green again. But right now we got racing up here at the front as of right now. Still 17 laps to go in this second stage. Still got one more pit stop to go. It is 250-mile here at Talladega Superspeedway, virtually on iRacing. Again, thank you, viewers, for hanging out with us this evening. As always, appreciate it very much. Appreciate, obviously, Travis for coming up and talking to us there for a second. Unfortunately, apologies for the mic issues, but yeah, sometimes the producer doesn't use his head. Will cross the line there and lead that lap. So here's where I get a little confused. I don't cover stage racing on my side of things. So it's like, you know, do you go as far as you can here, get tires and fuel, and plan for the end of the race? Do you plan for lap 47? If so, you come to pit road at any minute. If you're planning to get to that end of stage 2, or to the end of the race, then you got to race the race backwards here, and you have leaders that all pitted at lap 12 and 13. When you do the math from 94, that's obviously 82 laps, and you break down 82 by roughly 23 laps. We'll call it 22 to be even. That would be a 3-stopper all the way from that point forward. So there's a lot of objectives, I think, going on here. Teams trying to figure out who's making the right move here. But then that's assuming this race stays green the whole entire time, which it could. You just never know. On board with Melnick here in the one truck. Lap truck a branch to his outside there. Andrew Moore in front of him. See the draft doing its work here. Of course, you see the big spoiler on the back of these trucks. A lot of drag in them. Meaning, obviously, let off the gas and it's like a parachutes in the back, which allows a big hole to be put in the air, which allows the trucks just to drive right up to the other one, and literally push. Great racing, but yeah, we had not even hit the 100-mile mark in this 250-mile race. That's Clark trying to make that third groove work here as he side drafts off the 11. That's going to kill the momentum again. If you're going to make that third line work, you got to have somebody helping you. As you see, all that run did pretty much was hurt the second line and pull them back a little bit. So again, tonight the final race for the truck side of things, and then we'll take a week off, come back in 2 weeks for the next gen car at Talladega, or I'm sorry, Daytona, to kick off the next gen portion of the program. 4 races, and we'll crown another champion coming up at the end of the month. 35 laps. We'll show you where everybody is right now. So you got the front 14 trucks right here in this draft with a few lap trucks sprinkled in there. And you go back here to 15th and 16th. There's Tim Shiflett and Ryan Wilson. Those two trucks in the lead lap just kind of towing each other around. And then all the way back here, about roughly 45 seconds or so, is this third line of trucks. And these are all trucks that have just lost a draft and fallen back, along with those who have pitted. Joe Wells, Krishan Elliott, Sam Taylor, Dylan Pickelsimmer, Travis Gilbert, and Adam Glatfeldt are all in this package. A couple of them are going to come to pit road here. And I think they're doing this purposely to just get back there and get into a pack and try to push away from the leaders. As a couple other trucks are going to come to pit road, and then I mentioned some of the lap trucks in this pack. So here we go with the next round of pit stops. And this is really going to, I think, spread this field out. Thing that's very key here, you got to communicate. You cannot not say anything, basically. Hey, I'm pitting this time by or whatnot, or else it just will not work. Here comes Thorndike, a few others. Everybody did a good job calling it out there. As Rios Matias, Quentin Clark, and Andrew Moore come to victory lane, to pit road with hopes to go to victory lane. Be able to track those stops right down there at the bottom. That's Daryl Johnson now leading down that bottom side with Al Lykin to the top side. Lap truck to Branch just trying to get ahead in case a yellow comes out. He can get it the hard way back on the lead lap. As more trucks going to come to pit road, it looks like here. Shane Ward, Andrew Schroeder, Jacob Bowen, amongst the others coming to pit road here, along with Wilson, Shiflett, and Dixon. Is it 4 tires for Schroeder, or did he speed on pit road? 4 tires it is for Schroeder as he pulls away. Bit of a disconnect there amongst those guys. You saw the one truck pull away that maybe went fuel only or something like that and had to almost wait for the other truck. And here come more of the leaders right here. Oh, 25 about got the cone as the 11 spins into the wall. Everybody trying to get where they can get. As long as they made it inside that yellow cone, they should be okay and not have a entering violation on pit road. Uh-oh. I think Al Lykin and Dusty White might be victims of penalties here. As Al still sits there and Dusty still sits there. And here comes the lead pack. As Melnick will come to pit road all by himself. '94 getting loose there. He on the apron. Now he's got the blue cone. Let's hope that glitch isn't in his truck. Yeah, you know what? I think he got the blue cone. You see him off the pace right here. You run over that blue cone in iRacing, it is not a good thing anymore. See if we can get a view of it maybe. It might be in his truck here somewhere. probably wonder why he cannot get the truck up to speed. On our end, we can't see it. Only thing I can do is kind of visualize it and tell you he's got it on his truck. As Melnick leaving pit road here, as you see the leaders right here, Travis Gilbert, Joe Wells, Sam Taylor, Dylan Picklesimmer, and Krishan Elliott, your top 5. About 5 laps from the halfway point, which is also ironically the end of stage 2 in this 250-mile race here at Talladega Superspeedway to crown a champion on the truck side of the Event to Track Masters of the Draft Series. As Joe Wells getting the push from AJ Condon, the lap truck. Ooh, easy. That almost got bad. So now Joe Wells leading this race. And their truck. So, contacting the 5 in the wall with Schroeder. And the caution that a lot of people needed just came out. Andrew Moore involved. And our second caution of the night. See where this started up. Saw the trucks kind of moving around here. Some contact with the 12 and the 5 maybe? And the 42 to it. And I think only about 4 trucks were in that wreck in the end. Let me get a better view of this from the crash cam. You're going to see Wells is going to go to the bottom here, and everybody else is kind of moving up to the top side here. You know, I can't tell if the 5 went to go down with Wells, or did he get hit? Let's see the 5's view of this. Gets there behind the 2. I have to look on the rear side and see if he gets hit here. Yeah, it looked like he got some bump in there. I don't know if anybody did anything wrong necessarily, but all right, but we got some leaders on pit road here. I think mostly everybody here going to top it off at least. And, you know, we kind of owe this one to Travis, so we're going to make sure we do this right this time. And talk to the driver of the 2 trucks. He's like, wait, I get another interview? And let's bring him back up here. Hello again, Travis.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, buddy. Well, I don't think I got you on the air the last time we talked, so I was like, oh, I owe Travis one. Man, obviously a fantastic race here so far. You've had to battle with all these guys up at the front, man. Talk about the racing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love Talladega. We can go three wide. We can make moves. We can give each other respect and race hard. You got teams grouping up, got stage points on the line, field strategy, trying to plan for the end of the race and trying to help people get black championships. You know, we got two different teams in the running. So as far as drivers for the driver championship, and then you got the team championship. So just really glad to be driving this vet the track number 2 Ford F-150 built Ford tough. You know, we're fast and I'm having a lot of fun here. Hopefully it's been a good show for you guys, Chris.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch here so far. What's it going to take to win this race?
Teamwork is going to take teamwork, right pitch strategy. Yeah, teamwork is the biggest thing. I'm just glad to rep this vet the track Darkheus digital lightning paint scheme on this Ford F-150 Lightning, I guess you could consider it. The vet the track's all about teamwork and camaraderie and battling PTSD one lap at a time. So that's what it's going to take. It's going to be a battle one lap at a time, and this is the war, and each lap is the battle. So I'm ready to go get it with my teammates.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Great. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you for putting on a good show.
Absolutely. Travis Gilbert, appreciate him coming back up and talking a second time there. Let's call it technical difficulties, right? As Eddie Roy going to stay out and lead this race now with Adam Glatfelter up there, P number 2. P number 2, what kind of language is that? As we're going to literally get the green here with 1 to go in the stage. I want to give a shout out to MC Racing, of course, for their hard work and what Mark does over in the downtown Fort Wayne area. And Mark, obviously operating right now, probably has the stream up on his monitors there as people come in and race and have a good old time and race on simulators for potentially the first time. And who knows, you get some people like a couple of guys that'll go in there and run short track racing and so much more on his sims. And you can do the same if you ever come through the Fort Wayne area, heading to a race at Lima Land or Eldora, or coming over to some of the short tracks here at Anderson or Winchester. Kokomo's right down the road. Gas City's right down the road. Angola is right up the road here. Or heck, if you even head to Michigan for a race next year, you can swing by in Fort Wayne here and go sim racing at MC Racing. I mean, if you're technically on your way to Bristol from Michigan, you could swing in. I mean, there's ways to do it here. Just saying. Very quiet chat here tonight, but I appreciate the viewers hanging out here. 21 of you strong. Hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast here as we come up to the halfway point. Literally going to have 1 lap to settle out who's going to win stage number 2 here of this Masters of the Draft presented by Vet to Track, which of course is a service that helps veterans be able to enjoy motorcycle racing and so much more. Big shout out to what Travis and all those guys are doing to help Vet the Track, and of course a big thank you to all those who have fought and battled for this country, all the veterans out there. A big hello as we go green. Kind of a spread out start here a little bit. Wells getting behind the 44 there of Glatfelder. Remember, he was pushing the 55 of Wilkinson earlier, so this could be interesting to see. Does this open up the draft for these other trucks here? Could these guys swallow them up? As here comes the 21 of Matthias. Here comes the 1 of Melnick. As they will drag race off of turn 4. This is going to be close. Through the tri-oval, the 33-year-old Audi gets the stage win. Presented by Wise Guy iRacing Graphics. As Eddie Rowaldi wins the stage. Joe Wells getting bonus points there, and Scott Wells, or Scott, I cannot believe I just did that. Scott Wise did not get bonus points there as he's on the outside lane there as these guys are 3 wide, and I'm scared to do this right now, but I think this might be the time to do it. The viewers watching, we haven't had a chance to do this in the last couple of weeks. It is your time to blast the speakers. Let's turn it up. Uh-oh. Trouble in the back as you see Andrew Moore and others involved. And it's actually up at the front, I should say, where the wreck has happened. We'll have to see who's all involved in this. I know Jacobs is towed to pit road. I saw Andrew Moore obviously sideways in the grass. And heavy damage on his truck here. I think Rashawn Elliott might have gotten some damage here in the 14. Let's see what happened. Oh, right up front there. 303 gets turned. I see Joe Wells with some damage. Gilbert goes around. I mean, this is a big one. Well, a pretty good size one. And it's the third caution waves here. And it looks like it starts up with the 303 of Derek Jacobs up here in the front. Let's see where the contact starts here. As it's okay here, Scott Wise. Oh boy. Thought it'd be an interesting call right here. Let's go leave it alone. Of course, the question in all seriousness here is you got to ask, it's not just contact between the 31 and 303. Who holds your lane here? It's a tough call. Watch this from the blimp. It's going to happen over on the left. Gilbert gets damage. 29 gets clobbered. There's probably about 10 trucks, 10 to 12 trucks involved. On board with Andrew Moore here. He tries to check up, but there's nowhere to go. right, so caution out lap 51. All right, so going to get one to go this time by is Thompson. Rawley, Roger Rios Matias, the Daytona winner, Dean Wilkinson, and Joe Wells, your top 5. Melnick, Thorndike, Jim Treat, haven't said his name all night, he's 8th. Dusty White is 9th, and Dustin Rogerson in the 10th position there. Andrew Schroeder, Adam Glatfelder, Sam Taylor, Scott Wise, and Krishan Elliott, your top 15. Shane Ward, Al Likens, 16th and 17th here. So again, per the schedule next week, we will be off before we kick off the next-gen car edition of the Masters of the Draft from Daytona. And again, let's actually, as we come to the green flag here, let's throw up the schedule for those wondering. We are going to be at the second portion of 4 now. So Daytona, then check this out. Back to Monza, but this time we turn right. We're going to confuse a lot of people with this one. Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then Talladega to finish it off on October 22nd. At Monza right. That after Monza left. Oh boy. All right, coming to the green, Gregory Thompson. That's been waved off. And by the way, speaking of waved off here, I want to bring this up. There was an issue apparently last week in the race where Lauren, the admin, was not able to penalize people or clear penalties or something like that, and it kind of created a whole bunch of havoc here. So that's why, if you remember, you go back and watch the broadcast, you'll notice there's times where the one to go gets waved off or something, and I think that's what was going on. And then after reviewing and stuff, they decided to go ahead and leave the standings the way it was after that whole deal, so you hope that that doesn't happen again to Lauren. For heaven's sake, she's got to put up with 33 drivers. Now you got to put up with a bad server or some kind of glitch or whatever. Oh, no, by the way, her husband sits about 3 feet from her. Lauren, if you're listening, I dare you to go grab like a feather duster and tickle Scott as he's driving. That'd be kind of funny. All right, so coming to the green here with 40 laps to go. Again, thank you, viewers, for watching. If you're new to the chat, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, we appreciate you coming back and hanging out. And while you're here, make sure you check out the Captain eSports Network shop. You can get some clothing and hats and so much more. And I have a feeling there's going to be something cool coming this weekend that you're going to want to check out. I'm going to also add a couple things, I think, here in the very near future to the website so you can enjoy some more shopping. mean, what better way to get your loved one a gift, because Christmas is coming, by the way, in 4 months, than a Captain Esports Network shirt? Yeah, that's awesome. My sarcasm meter just went up big time there. As we come to the green, here we go. I'm pretty sure if you got your wife a Captain Esports Network t-shirt, you'd get a lot of credit from me, but you also might be asking me for somewhere to stay. Unless she actually enjoys watching, then I appreciate it. Here we go, green flag back out. Craig Thompson up front. That is Roger Rios Matias in that white, blue, and red number 21 truck. Eddie Roaldi there behind, or to the right of him. Up there leading the outside lane with Dean Wilkinson. Stephen Melnick in the flamboyant red, black, green, yellow, blue, indigo, violet car truck thingy. In the inside lane there to 32 behind Roger. That is Dustin Rogerson in the 32. As these trucks get wound up to speed, the 33 now to the front. Ero has come up with a nickname for him. And he said he was totally okay with it. I'm like, yeah. Everybody 2, 3 wide throughout the field again. Just the 3 cautions in this race so far, but still plenty of racing to go here. As we just hit the 200, or about to hit the 150-mile mark, as we are now right there at the 100 miles to go. Get another 10 laps or so, and the pit window will open up for the final time. And you'll see these guys potentially make their final pit stops of the race. Right now, they're kind of moving around here just a little bit. Quentin Clark has come to pit road in a 42 truck. Not sure if that was a drive-through or something there on the 42 truck, but either way, he had to come down pit road to Sam Taylor to the outside with Wilkinson pushing. And Schroeder, who was just involved in that last wreck, already up to the 6th position. So is the 11 of Dusty White. Still no word if we get free Slurpees if he wins tonight in that 7-Eleven truck. Heaven forbid they do free taquitos every win. That might be bad. Safe fan now, Jason Branch. Outside lane still, unfortunately for him, he is with 3 laps down in that 28 truck. He needs a lot of help to get on the lead lap, so he has got Scott Wise saying, dude, I'm going to push you, do not move. And coming back to the front comes a 31. Everybody pretty much pedal to the metal, trying to get whatever track position they can get to set up for that pit stop. Now, you're wondering here at lap 60, where would I be in this race? Remember I talked earlier about where I would be? I'd still be in the back. I'd be hanging out. Usually it's about 10 laps to go for me. And that's depending on the situation. Like right now, if this was 10 to go, I would probably be already making a move because knowing that 3 wide is pretty hard to get through. I mean, eventually, yes, you do have to race a little bit. Oh, into the wall. There they go. And up and over goes Wise. And this is an even bigger wreck. And I think you're about to see why I said I'd be in the back. All right. Well, we've gone from a big one to a bigger one. This is going to happen right up front there with Jason Branch. And it's going to get turned. There's a lot of smoke. And again, I think you might get a bad push here. Wise giving him that push down the straightaway here. On his right rear there, and Branch moves left a little bit there, and unfortunately off centers everybody. I mean, as you see Wilkinson involved in the 55 also. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, Branch moves to the left, but if you're Scott, I mean, instinctively, you can't really check up and get off him, right? I mean, it's kind of a hard move to make here. Oh, did Krishan Elliott get through this wreck? On board with the 14 here. This ought to be... Actually, on board with Dustin here. Here's Elliott. Yo! Wow. Well done. Did it again here. Great job. That was awesome. Go on board with, where is he looking for him? On board with Scott. Now Scott has stayed on the lead lap, so he's still in the running here. But so is Joe Wells up there at the front right now. We should come to one to go this time by. 62 laps complete. And Stephen Melnick now leading this race. Andrew Schroeder going to be second. Sam Taylor going to be third. Roger Rios Matias in fourth, and then Joe Wells will be your top five. As we'll come to the green flag here with 30 laps to go. As I look down to see who's out of the race, I'm counting 2 trucks right now. The 69 truck of Jacob Bowen, the 303 of Derek Jacobs, and other than that, every truck still out here running laps right now. So for Scott, this battle is not over yet, though he's already been in the air once and wrecked another time. Joe Wells' incident could easily flip this point standings and make it very interesting towards the end of this 4-race battle to see who can be the truck champion. So my suggestion is just hold on and enjoy the ride here, because we're about to be in line for a wild 30-lap period here. Pace truck going to pull off as Stephen Melnick and the Goof Troop, number 1. Along with Darkwing Duck, the other, I about called it Nickelodeon, Disney shows from back in the day. As we go green. You see already that outside line getting a huge run. Melnick just got out there a little bit by himself. But he's got the 9 giving him a great push down the back straightaway. And caution's coming back out, as Jason Branch has blown a motor over here in turn 3 and 4. Not sure if anyone else is involved in this, but 4th caution now. Oh, 27 got hooked. Oh, Wilkinson with some damage too. Let's see how this happens again. It's already happened. Let's back it up a little bit more here. Oh, I see they checked up ahead. Okay, never mind. Now it makes a little bit more sense how this happened. So it's going to happen with the 23. You see the 25 off the track, comes back on. And the 42 maybe checks up a little bit. 23 checks up and a whole bunch of contact. And things happen and bring out the caution. And it's going to bring others to pit road here. It just unfortunately looks like started from a chain reaction. That brings out the caution here for the 4th time. With 28 laps to go in this race. Jeffrey, appreciate you watching. It's Chief. Help me out with that one, bud, so I know who you're talking about. As these guys come off of pit road. And for some of these guys, 28 laps, ooh, it's going to be pushing it fuel-wise. And the truck probably one of the tougher vehicles to save fuel in, because of the drag. Again, appreciate the viewers hanging out here this evening on the Captain eSports Network. It's been a lot of fun to race here at Talladega. Let's actually talk to somebody here. So we're going to come to 1 to green. Let's, you know what? Talk to Andrew. As Andrew's hanging out in the TW Motorsports car, as Andrew Schroeder joins us. Hello, sir. Welcome to the lead here at Talladega. You've been up and down and everywhere so far.
Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, it's been it's been pretty good. I got caught up in that one wreck on a couple wrecks ago, and I was just hanging out, and somehow I'm back up front. I wasn't really trying to get up here yet, but if I'm here, I might as well stay. So
The $1 million question I have for you: who's the bigger fan, you or Fireman Ed?
I love Fireman Ed. Fireman Ed would have to be. I guess he's paid, but I'm up there with him. But yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been a good race. Enjoyed the league a lot. Lot better than I think Moza we did. The first race was crazy, but guys have calmed down and the league's gotten a lot better. So pretty good.
Yeah, obviously.
I got nothing to win here, though. I mean, even if I win, I don't think I get anything. I think I'm too far back, but maybe help out a teammate, Dean or Tom.
Hey, a win's a win. Bring home the trophy.
There you go.
Trophy of the wheel.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, best of luck. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. It's Andrew Schroeder leading this race. Appreciate his time as always. We'll get him down to his channel right there. And for those who don't get the joke, who maybe don't watch football in perception here, Fireman Ed is arguably the biggest New York Jets fan in the world. And he goes to every game, and yes, it's exactly why his name is Fireman Ed. He dresses up as a fireman and everything, hat and all. And, yeah, he's always starting the JETS, Jets chant and everything. So he is a legend in the New York Jets folklore. As Roger Rios Matias on his outside. Eddie Roddy in the third position. Jim Thorndike, Tim Shiflett, Sam Taylor. And I'm still trying to figure out the sheaf part. Did I miss something? I'm like looking through all the names. I didn't get somebody's name wrong here. I think I got everybody. Unless it's Sheaflet. Maybe that could be the one. But anyways, we'll see. So we come back to the green. Appreciate everybody watching. And always feel I can't talk. But that's all, folks. There you go. Coming to the green. Always feel free to correct me if you hear something. Put it like that. I don't take offense to criticism and stuff like that. So you guys are the ones watching. I'm just sitting here yakking. So Rios gets pushed out to the lead, and right off the bat, the 9 drops to the bottom here of Taylor. But they're pretty spread out here, so it's going to take a minute to get a run. They worked around to turn 4. You see the 13 pushing to 21, the 48 pushing to 9 as they get through the tri-oval. You can see how much these trucks move around with the air and the way the bumpers line up, or lack thereof. Pretty fun race here. Let's see if we can get it to the finish now, and who can make it on fuel. Who would have thought that a super speedway race might have fuel mileage come down to it? Have to keep an eye on those trucks that pitted at lap 66. Those would be the trucks to keep an eye on here. Greg Thompson, Scott Wise, Stephen Melnick, Quentin Clark, Travis Gilbert, AJ Condon, Al Likens, Sean Elliott, Shane Ward, Dylan Picklesimmer, all those guys at lap 66 came to pit road at the 1 to go mark before the green flag here. So again, as I mentioned, it is not easy to save draft in these trucks or save gas outside of being in a draft. We have seen our share of action here this afternoon in the Bet to Track Masters of the Draft Series, the truck edition in the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing here at the Talladega Superspeedway, virtual on iRacing. Again, we appreciate everybody for hanging out on this Tuesday evening. Tomorrow night we're back in it, but we're going down the road to Barber Motorsports Park for some league racing, so hopefully you can come join us for that before Thursday wrapping up. Trying to remember where we are off the top of my head there. But anyways, we got great racing coming up here throughout the week here on the Captain eSports Network. Work his way back up there, putting himself in the best position possible to win this championship here for this first round of 4. Right now it is Joe Wells's to lose. With him having such a big enough lead, he would need something to happen here at the end of this race with the way the stage points lined up with each other. Obviously it can happen in this race, especially as we get closer to the checkered flag. Indianapolis, by the way, is where that race is Thursday night. Tonight, Talladega. Tomorrow night, Barber Motorsports Park, Birmingham. And Indianapolis. As these guys start to potentially wind up 3 wide, you see Thorndike there in the 13 truck and help from Dusty White. 12 of Picklesimmer starting to come into the battle here a little bit. He's got Andrew Moore, whose truck has been through everything here tonight. Might even taken a trip to the concession stand at one point. As you see, Thorndike goes up, makes a move, and Roger Rios Matias jumps up there also. Brings the 9 truck back. And it looks like, unfortunately, killed both lanes. Into the line, 20 laps to go this time by. Can Schroeder take the 48 to victory lane here tonight? He said really he wasn't here to win anything. Hey, why not bring the trophy home then? Let's ride with Shiflett there in the Vets to Track number 55, or 54, I'm sorry. Let me get the numbers right. As a little contact there, looked like mid-pack. I thought Roger was going to try to drop down in front of the field here. They come to the start-finish line. And You almost wonder if it's inevitable, but you know what? You get these guys back here. They're kind of riding single file here, minding their P's and Q's. Scott Wise riding behind Jim Treat there. Jim Treat, congratulations. I think I'm going to go follow you on TikTok right now. Treat Racing 367. I'm going to do that right now. Which, by the way, Captain's on Twitter or on TikTok. You can look up the Captain eSports Network there. I know I don't promote it too much, but if you're one that likes... Ooh, that was a scary video. Right, let's see here. There we go to... friends, I guess? Okay, once again, that looks scary. As we ride with Wise... so, like, lessons on searching for people. That's kind of a scary video. I forgot his name now. Anyways, 18 to go. I'm having too much fun here. Here's the Cheerwine, number 55 of Wilkinson. 186 mile an hour, so these guys definitely not saving fuel outside of what the draft can save them. You see where all these guys back are just being single file. They're just kind of riding, letting this race kind of happen now. Just kind of maintaining down that bottom side. We saw a little bit of 3 wide getting aggressive up there, but now they've kind of tamed for a split second at least. So here's Jim Treat in the 36. As up here you see the 21 of Roger Rios Matias, the 12 of Pickle Simmer, all in this battle up here. As they say, on a super speedway track, if you're in it, you can win it. All these trucks have found a way to get to the finish. Now it's how do you get to victory lane? Oh, and there goes Roger. Thorndike involved in others. The 11, the 25, the 36. And all I saw was the side of the 21. Let's see what happened here. Couple trucks end up on their sides. 29's trying to go over. Going to happen right in the mid pack here. Let's go to the 21 of Roger Rios Matias, and let's go crash cam. Let's show it to you. So we got to see what pushed the 11. I just went up track and got into Thorndike there. I didn't see anything during that little time period we were on board, but let's watch again here just to confirm. That just looked very weird. In that spot. That's why it looks weird. That took out a lot of trucks. So caution comes out, and it's got trucks really just getting damage fixed here. Hey, look at Jim's actually, that's funny. Let's have a little fun with this one here. Jim's getting his, we're playing Lollipop by Lil Wayne. He's talking to somebody here. Let's have a little fun with this here. You can probably hear his audio through here. Let's bring him up here. We're gonna pop in on him. Ready? So, Jim, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
I'm just, having a little fun here, and couldn't help but notice your TikTok link there on the back of your truck, and so I'm literally looking at my phone right now of your TikTok page as I talk to you.
Oh, cool.
So, I was a little Wayne playing a little bit there, but tough luck there in that wreck, unfortunately.
Yeah, I felt like I almost got through it there, then it got collected in the back there. So,
how's the racing been? Obviously, outside the few wrecks here.
it hasn't been bad at all. I've just been trying to play it safe and kind of hang toward the back and save my fast repair more toward the end. I was hoping to use it a little bit closer toward the end, but I had to use it there, obviously.
Well, obviously, you got a great looking TikTok page there, so shout out to you there for that, and best of luck here the rest of the way.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, you too, bud. As Jim Treat, as he's appreciate what he is doing. Of course, you can give him a follow, by the way. It's Treat Racing 367. That's where you can follow him at. I forget what channel you were in. Forgive me.
AG.
That thing. As we'll send him to his channel. We'll get ready to go racing. So, see, we like to have fun sometimes. Anyways, yeah. So we got 11 laps to go. I remember those days with Lil Wayne. We'll come to the green. I forgot one thing real quick. I forgot to follow him. I go to his page and go look at him. All right, here we go. Coming to the green. 11 laps to go. Schroeder, Sam Taylor, Quentin Clark, Shane Ward, and Dean Wilkinson, your top 5. And see who can go to victory lane here at Talladega to finish out the truck version of the Vet to Track Masters of the Draft Series. Not only that, got some good candidates tonight for the Hard Charger Award here, especially Schroeder, up 26 spots. P1, as he's going to lose the lead there as they got shuffled up a little bit here. The 9, Sam Taylor, going to take it to the top side. They go into the corner. Oh, Thompson's going to get shuffled. Got himself out of line, and they filled that gap very quickly. As Melnick, with help from Joe Wells, I believe that is. Of course, they do got overtimes, if needed, 2 of them to be exact. But obviously the wild is starting to begin. As you see, topside starting to line up there. 29 of Tom Dixon. He was a lap down earlier in this race. He is back up here. The outside pole sitter rolling that topside with help from Thompson. Very careful here because the side draft, they are going to be leaning on each other here, and it's going to take, it could be any kind of net code, it could be any kind of little contact, and all of a sudden the field's wiped out. Ooh, couple moves there back mid-pack. Ooh, right there, 25 and a 1, up 9 up into the 08 here. Some argy-bargy. And by the way, I should mention the Captain Esports TikTok. Usually put final laps and any kind of highlights and stuff on that channel. So I'm a little behind, unfortunately, with the YouTube shorts and the TikToks, and trying to catch up here in the next week or so, getting videos posted on there. So if you like to see those kind of shorts and see recaps of all the finishes and all the leagues that we cover, check out the YouTube shorts or even the TikTok page. Just look up Captain Esports Network and you'll find me pretty quickly. As Dixon now leading this race. Put it right down in that bottom lane with Schroeder. Quentin Clark, who was on pit road earlier with a penalty or something, is there in third on the inside lane. The 55, the Daytona winner, Dean Wilkinson, is the 4th truck in the inside lane. Championship-wise, for those curious, Joe Wells runs 10th, Scott Wise 13th, so Wells has it, no pun intended, Wells in hand. But obviously he needs to just get to the checkered flag here. And can he do it in the top 3 in all 4 races? If so, I want that man's luck. Ooh, little contact with Melnick and Clark. Everybody able to sort it out. 6 laps to go. Tommy Rogers on pit road. It's not Rios, who I thought it was at first. Around with Rashawn Elliott back here. 19th position, yet he's not even a second behind. You see the 2 truck of Travis Gilbert. As up front, Darrell Johnson going to get the push. As the outside line finally gets to the lead. Oh, and there they go. Thompson is over. And now this is going to be the biggest wreck. Maybe. That could have been worse. Scott Wise, unfortunately, done, and that will officially give the championship to Joe Wells, it looks like, here in the Bet to Track Truck Series portion. As caution comes out. Going to happen once again up front. Let's get a better view of this here. Let's go up to Scott. If I can find him. There it is. Well, there's the contact between he and the 9. Get a better view of this whole thing right here. So you see Scott right there behind Thompson. Add the 25 to it, the 12, the 5. Thorndike gets some damage into 13. Caution out yet again here, and we'll see if we get a traditional restart here. So we'll get 2 to go right here. 391. We should get the green. It'll be a green-white checker, it looks like. So officially going to overtime here at Talladega. Now, you can't help but wonder when you see wrecks like this. The man has finished in the top 3 in all 4 races. And he is in the middle of this, literally. Puts himself in the wall. Barely gets into Roger. I want the lottery numbers from this guy. Are you kidding me right now with this? Holy moly. Hello to Mrs. Gladfelter watching. And again, thank you to all the viewers watching here this evening. Being a wild one here, as per usual. And again, next Tuesday night, no race, as they'll transfer over to the Next Gen Series, and we'll start that up October 1st for the first race of the season at Daytona for that race of 4. one to go this time by. And officially overtime. As the 96 takes the outside lane here. Or I'm sorry, 93 of Daryl Johnson. Tom Dixon inside lane is second. And then from there, lining up traditionally, Shane Ward inside lane third, Andrew Schroeder, Quentin Clark, your top five. Remember, Quentin was pretty aggressive early in this race, so look for him to make some moves here. But I'm pretty sure everybody on the lead lap here, which is 24 trucks, will be making whatever moves they can make here to finish this race. I mean, this is the point of the race. We've kind of talked in sectors a little bit of like where you want to be at one point. You're going now. Get what you can get. Here we go. Pace truck going to pull off. As Johnson will be the control truck on the top side here. This will be the first of 2 attempts of overtime. As here we go. Good restart for the 93. Unfortunately, it might be too good of a restart. As here comes everybody. Oh, and a big block. And there they go again, and this time Wells is involved. Sam Taylor and others go spinning. And we will dust ourselves off and try again. How did this one start? Right in the middle there. Let's go to the 21. Roger Rios Matias going to right in there is where this is going to break out. You see the two go up the middle here. And there's the contact. Levin gets in there, gets heavy damage. So there's the 08. Moore gets through. You see the 25 getting through there. Unfortunately, caution comes out, and Tom Dixon now to the front. As we'll get one more try at this. Tom, you got a copy?
Yes.
All right, man. So here you are. You've been through everything here tonight. You've started up front, lost a lap, spun a few times, hit the concession stand, probably stopped at the bathroom once. Might
did.
even lifted off from the airstrip in the back of the track here at one point. But here you are back up front, 80-something laps later, and a chance to win this race.
Well, I screwed up too. Like when on that start, I did go up into that second lane before the start finish. I figured I'm good. I'm not passing anybody, but that's, I fucked up. That's the rules.
Fair enough. As you get ready to come to the green, obviously you got some friends around there, but you got obviously everybody going for the win here.
Yep.
It looks like I mean, maybe between you and I here, I don't know. I mean, there might or might not be a few viewers. What lane you gonna pick here?
Top lane.
All right. Is that like the preferred lane, you think?
I think so.
All right. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. I like the confidence. Best of luck here tonight.
All right, man. Thanks.
Absolutely. As the 20 truck looking to go to victory, or 29 truck looking to go to victory lane here this evening. And appreciate Tom's time and his honesty, to be honest with you. I mean, he said, I'm taking the top, which could be an advantage, which could be a disadvantage here. And I noticed the base truck lights are back on here, so we'll get one to go this time by. So this is it. Caution comes out here, and the race will be official. Shane is in the channel. I do not see Shane. I was going to pull him up real quick and ask him, but see him in the room here anywhere, so. So, want to answer a question here for those wondering. You've heard me say a couple times that somebody's had too good of a restart on Super Speedway. So, obviously, as you get out there further ahead, there's no one around you anymore to help you, push-wise and air-wise and stuff like that, right? So, it allows those trucks behind you to have the draft and push each other up there and help pass. So, the question is, how do you prevent that? There's a couple ways. One, the easiest trick you do is you wait till the green flag and you launch. When the green waves, you go at that point, because more than likely everybody else is going at the same time. If you still get a pretty good jump, the other thing you can do is drag the brake a little bit. Kind of tricky. You don't have too much brake and slow the truck way down, but do it to where you have enough to where you don't give the truck behind you the momentum. And if you can keep him right on your bumper as he pretty much pushes you up to speed, then he can never get the run to get around you. Easier said than done. But let's see how the restart goes this time by, as this will be the last one. Checkers or wreckers, literally for everybody here. As they enter the Geico restart zone. And that's exactly what Tom did. Waited for the green flag. Here we go. And you see this time around, everybody's on top of another, so it's not so spread out. Nobody can really get the run here. Perfect restart as perfect as can be for Tom. And even for the 39 on the bottom of Shane Ward. Who can get organized in what line the most? Look at the 36 of Jim Treat already trying to poke out a line. It's going to help the inside lane. As Ward goes to the front. All they got to do is cross the white flag. And at this point, as I call the rumble begins. Everybody okay off of 4, it looks like. Up the middle comes to 42. He's looking. And they make it to the white flag, final lap. And now is where the carnage begins, wrecking in the back. And Joe Wells is in that wreck. We'll come back to it. About 10 trucks racing for the win here as Andrew Schroeder goes to the front. Oh, he crosses up right into the wall. He goes. And around goes the 44 and more wrecking everywhere. As they come to the start-finish line, the winner at Talladega is somebody. Dixon. And now he's on his lid. As Dixon wins. We'll have to verify that, but I got Dixon by 5/1000ths of a second. So Tom Dixon will get the win to finish out the season of the 4 races in the trucks. Meanwhile, Joe Wells and his hunk of junk will be the champion in the Vet to Track Masters of the Draft Truck Series. He'll have the first prize that'll lead into the next gen car coming up here in 2 weeks. What a finish that was. Let's go back first to the finish and show that. And we'll show everything that transpired. Just slow this thing down somehow. I mean, this is... I mean, they're 4 wide coming to the line here. I mean, this is one of those finishes where I'm going to go into iRacing and literally do this the old school way. Lauren's talking to the field right now. Right there is your finish. Yikes. I mean, you've got 4 trucks within doors of each other. I mean, I'm looking over here right now. I'm seeing... You put the screen down now. See, I'm in replay now, so I can't see the finishing. But according to my telemetry, I'm seeing 5/1000ths, and then it's too close. Holy moly, what a finish! As Tom, unfortunately, ends up in the worst part here. See, he goes for the ride. As let's take a look at the final results from Bedlam and Dega. As Tom Dixon wins at 5/1000ths of a second over Shane Ward. Then it's 3/100ths to Daryl Johnson, who finishes 3rd. 39/1000ths to Quentin Clark, who finishes 4th. 66/1000ths to Gilbert 5th. Look, I mean, it's not a 10th until you get to 7th. The front 7 within a 10th of a second. For Sean Elliott 8th. 4/10 of a second seems like he was way back. Dustin Rogers in 9th, Stephen Melnick 10th, AJ Condon 11th, Jim Thorndike 12th, Andrew Schroeder 13th, Al Likens 14th, and Dusty White 15th. That, wow, is all I can say to that. Roger Rios Matias 16th, Andrew Moore 17th, Jim Treat 18th, Joe Wells 19th. So unfortunately, he goes 3 for 4 in the top 3 finishes for the series here. Eddie Rawadi finished in 20th, Tim Shiflett 21st, Adam Glatfelder 22nd, Dylan Picklesimmer 23rd, Ryan Wilson, Darren Mack 25th. And the rest of the finishers: Greg Thompson, Scott Ford, Scott Wise, Tommy Rogers, Brady Karowski, Jason Branch, Derek Jacobs, Jacob Bowen. The final starters, or final finishers in the race here. Let's talk to the top 3, and we'll go back and show you the whole last. Daniel Giroux over in Twitch, or in Chen of Discord. Hey, put me in for the next block, Coach. How do I do this? He must have had fun. Giroux, you're awesome, buddy. All right, let's talk to the top 3 drivers here, and we'll talk to the champion of the series, starting with Daryl Johnson. Oh, man. People make me laugh. That's awesome. As we'll talk to Daryl here after finishing in the 3rd position. Daryl, man, that was absolutely wild. I don't know if I've ever seen 7 trucks finish as close as you guys pulled off here tonight in this race, and I know it probably is a bummer to be one of the guys that didn't go to victory lane out of the 7. But obviously a great race. You put yourself in position and got your best finish of the season here.
Yeah, I'm super happy where I finished.
Cool.
You know, Tom and Shane were super fast there at the end, and my goal was just to push Tom as far as I could push him out in front, and then see what happened off of turn 3. And I actually had a teammate behind me, thanks to Sam, for giving me a good shove there at the end and pushing me up in the 3rd. I think I was going to end up probably 6th or 7th if it wasn't for that. So he definitely pushed me up there to get me in the 3rd there to the last second.
Well, obviously, the racing tonight was wild. We had our big wrecks. I mean, that's Talladega for us. But, I mean, to see the 2 and 3 wide racing for a lot of laps there had to be very impressive to be a part of.
You know, it's always nerve-wracking when you're 3 wide.
Oh,
it doesn't matter how wide the track is. You know, it only takes a little bobble to make a mistake, and I did that last week, and, you know, I hate it for the 23 that I hit him last week. But, you know, it's fun. It's always fun to be that close with, you know, several guys. I mean, I don't even know, like you said, 7 trucks within a second, I think, there at the end, so, and some of them sideways, so it was fun.
Well, obviously you put on a great show here tonight, man, and finishing in the 3rd position, nothing to be ashamed of. Obviously, the good news is now the slate starts over again. Even though there's an overall championship, you get that Gen 7 now, that you get to jump in that car and go race for 4 races here. Is that kind of cool to be able to see that reset happen now, to where you were like, you know what, I can try to go win this 4 races now?
Well, I missed a race earlier. I do some traveling for work, and I wasn't here for one of the races, and so I knew I didn't have a shot at the block championship for the trucks. The next gen cars are definitely a challenge for drafting. It's super easy to lose the draft there with those cars, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it should be fun. You know, I got some good teammates in TNT, and you know, I think we're a pretty strong group, and you know, we'll see how it goes.
Well, great job tonight. Send some shout outs to everybody like to.
Oh yeah, for sure. All of my teammates there at TNT. You know, I run the Veg Track truck just the same as Travis does. He turned me onto that, and you've talked about them several times. You obviously, Chris, for doing the broadcast. When I'm not racing, I'm certainly watching. So thank you for doing that. Joe and Lauren for putting on the league, or sorry, Scott and Lauren for putting on the league, and Joe Wells for doing all the paint schemes for a heck of a lot of trucks probably in this league. And then always my family for letting me come down here and do this a couple nights a week, and you know, get away from reality, you know, all those good things that we do in real life.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations on your top 3 finish, and obviously best of luck next race of 4, and appreciate your time, bud.
Heck yeah, thank you, buddy.
Absolutely. Daryl Johnson, 3rd place finisher here tonight. Good to see the happiness there, as obviously he should be proud. As let's bring down our runner-up, who's we'll have to see how he's feeling here tonight. Shane Ward finishes 2nd by all of 5 1,000ths of a second.
Wow.
Shane, the good news is you beat everybody else though by like 8 1,000ths.
That's not too bad. I'm happy about that.
But what a finish, man. You put yourself in position, and Is there anything you think you could have done different, or is it just, you know what, I just shut my eyes and see what I can get?
Honestly, I just wanted to hold my line and not wreck anybody at the finish because I prefer to finish clean. I'm not going to be a door banger kind of thing. Some win for Tom there. Like, I don't know how he did it. I thought I won, but then I saw my overlay. It's like second. It was like dope. But yeah, it was just basically hold my line and hope the guy behind me can push as hard as he can. And he almost did it. He almost did it.
Well, you got the old broadcaster finish, I guess we'll call it, because, you know, they always talk about the Talladega races. Always, they mention it once. If you'd have the start finish line's back at the tri-oval, you win, but it's down near turn one. And it kind of bit you there. But obviously, talk about your race a little bit there, because I mean, much like everybody else, you probably went through your drama.
Well, it was actually, I thought it was pretty aggressive out there at the beginning. Accidentally got into a couple of the wrecks that happened. Used my fast repair, I think, halfway through. I was just basically just trying to get to the front every single time, and I got lucky this time. The last pit stop, I was able to put a little bit more fuel because I figured there would be at least one green by checker, so I wanted to make sure I had enough for that. Thank God I had enough for both. But yeah, it was just, man, it's a blur right now, to be honest with you.
That makes total sense at a track like this. Well, great job tonight, and talk a little bit about obviously the stretch run here of 4, because now you go from here, you go to the next gen car coming up here in 2 weeks. But talk about the your little recap here of the 4 races, whatever it was.
I'm not looking forward to the next gen car because I actually personally really don't like that car, but it should be fun. I mean, I'm just hoping to help my teammates during that stretch because I'm not very good at that car. I'm gonna help them try to get Joe the win in the next block. Hopefully he can get it again and whatever. And yeah, the last 3 races and the trucks weren't the greatest. Obviously, you probably saw on the broadcast, just wreck fests. But yeah, it was just
Absolute worst. It's all good. Great job tonight, man. Congratulations, and some shout outs.
No worries. Just want to shout out the G Lightning Motorsports team. Every single one of us. I got me, Eddie, Greg, and AJ, plus the G Motors team with Joe Wells, Christian, Travis, and Brady there. Just want to give them a shout out. Give a shout out to Press Fire Extinguishers, NOS Energy, and to everybody that's running this, including you as well. Great broadcast. Always enjoying them.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations, and we'll talk here in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
You too, buddy. Congratulations to the second place finisher here tonight, as Shane does a great job. Shane Ward finishing P2 here this evening, as we will now talk to our winner before we go to our champion, as everybody's giving them congratulations right now over in chat, which is cool. And Tom, obviously, man, what a run. What a race to the finish there. I mean, outside of F3, when could you have been able to tell you'd won that race? Because, I mean, it was one of those, I'm thinking Shane's going to win it, and then just that last second, you got that little bit of run that got you the win.
I didn't know I won until it was over, so, because it was tight. And I appreciate those guys up front, though, running clean at the end. And I have to apologize, Chris. I didn't know that was you. That I thought somebody came into our Discord and I dropped the F-bomb. And so I apologize for that.
I appreciate that. But no, you're not the first one, trust me. But
okay.
You're not the first. But no, it's obviously a well done job tonight, because like you said earlier, you went through it all. And to be able to come back and put yourself in position. But that last 2 laps, as I'll show the replay here before we get off the air, I mean, you go from leading to, like, what, 7th or 8th? And then back to the front at the finish line.
Yeah. Well, I got a good push. I don't even know who pushed me back there. That got me up there, but he did a great job, and I'll have to go back and look and send him a thank you note or something. But, yeah, it was, for the most part, it was a pretty good race. Thank God for my teammates. I was running with Andrew Schroeder and Dean Wilkinson, and they helped me a lot the whole night. But I did mess up. I got a penalty early on in the race, so I was a lap down for quite a while, and I finally got it back. And just picking picked my way up there again and was able to pull it out in the end.
Well, obviously a great win for you in the 29 to get a win here in the first 4 races of the season. I know you don't win the championship in the first block here, but obviously you got plenty of other blocks and still the overall title at the end of the season for your chance to keep competing in.
Yes, sir.
Well, great job tonight. Send some shout-outs whoever you like to.
Well, I'd like to thank you for putting on a good broadcast all the time. It's fun to go back and watch, and I'd like to give a shout out to Lauren and Scott and all of the other admins that do all the hard work so we can come out here and have some fun. I'd like to thank all the drivers, because if it wasn't for all the rest of these guys, we wouldn't be racing out here. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife for letting me fool around and do this. I'm late. I couldn't walk the dog because I won this thing, so she's walking the dog, so I have to thank her. And I don't know if I'm forgetting anybody. If I am, I apologize.
Well, great job tonight, and congrats on the win. Well deserved, and obviously a shout out to the wife for walking the dog. That's pretty cool. And great. Go celebrate with the team, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, Chris, thank you very much, and have a good night.
You too. Tom Dixon, the winner here tonight. Congratulations to him. And like I said before, he ain't the first one. What was it? The Wednesday Night League. I mean, the guy who runs the league dropped a couple bombs on the air. Just didn't realize he was just that excited. So it happens. Well, no one's perfect, so I'm good with it. Let's bring our champion in here.
Hello there.
Hello there, champ.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Joe Wells, the champion here of the block of 4, and it did not come easy. I literally 2 cautions ago said, okay, how's this man? I need the lottery numbers. How's he get through these wrecks? And of course, the next wreck, you go around. It's like, oh, never mind. Don't need the lottery numbers now. But still, in the end, a wild Talladega race, and you were able to do enough to clinch the championship.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you very much. It was a very hectic race. Definitely the first 3 races finishing on podium were a strong contributing factor to this championship. But an even bigger factor to all of this was all my G Lightning Motors teammates. I mean, they all helped me get up front every single race, get me the lap sled, get me the points that I needed. So shout out goes to every single one of those G Lightning Motors teammates. Without them, I would not be here right now. I cannot thank them enough.
Well, obviously, here's the bad news of the whole thing. You reset now, and everybody's back to 0 as you start in the next gen car. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, fresh slate's going to be interesting. The next gen cars are definitely one of my least favorite cars on the schedule, I'd say, other than the 87s. So, not a fan of the next gen as a whole, regardless if it's IRL or here on iRacing.
I think you're in line with a lot of people.
Yeah, so, but hopefully it all turns out well. On the bright side is, obviously, we have the overall points lead, looking to keep that momentum going strong after we have this off week here, and really be able to turn out another strong block here to really propel myself here in the middle of the season.
Well, obviously, I know it's got to feel pretty good to be able to get these 4 races out of the way and know to get 3 top 3 finishes in 4 races. That might be something I don't know if anybody else can do the rest of the season.
I guess that's something we'll have to keep our eyes out for. But yeah, I mean, finishing the top 3 all those races and being able to be in the booth here at the end of the 4th one is very much a blessing. So, like I said, I have amazing teammates out there on track, and they do a fantastic job communicating with me. Just giving them all shout outs right now: Krishan, Brady, Eddie, AJ, Shane. Big shout out to Shane with his podium today. Oh man, I feel like I'm forgetting somebody right now. I'm gonna feel terrible if I forget somebody. But well, all those guys on G Lightning Motors, man, they're all so extremely selfless, and without them, I genuinely could not do this. So very happy to have them be a part of my team.
Well, great job tonight. Send some shouts whoever you like to.
Yeah, big shout out to all my friends and family watching. Got a lot of friends out there. No Derek's watching, no Jake's watching. Big shout out the front stretch. Shout out to Lone Wolf Racing. Shout out Vivid EV. Was super happy to have them on the truck tonight to be able to clinch the championship. Big shout out to you, Chris, up in the booth. All the amazing hard work that you do. Big shout out to my friend Tom watching, friend DJ watching. I got my friend Gio watching, I believe. A couple others watching. Again, sorry if I'm forgetting. I'm running on an adrenaline rush right now. Shout out to Tom, or not Tom, shout out to him, but shout out to Scott, Lauren. I'm rambling, man, but shout out to those guys for putting on the league. I know there's also Ruffled Feathers right now in the Discord, so hopefully that can kind of smooth over. And
I don't see anything.
Yeah. So yeah, right. Well, Kermit sips the tea gift right there. But yeah, man, just happy to be a part of here. Happy to continue my success. I think this is my second league championship, or a second block championship here as Masters of the Draft, on top of the overall championship and a few wins. So really happy to continue building my resume here, Masters of the Draft, and moving forward here.
Congratulations, man. Go celebrate with the team, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Absolutely, man. Raise hell, praise Dale, baby.
Yes, sir. Joe Wells, the champion here tonight, officially for the first round of 4, the Mushroom Cup, if you will. The trucks of the Masters of the Draft, presented by Vet2Tracks. And by the way, we were celebrating with Joe over in Victory Lane, which is presented by Vet2Tracks. So again, big shout out to what they're doing for this series as the overall sponsorship. Of course, the Victory Lane sponsors, and they're all over the place in the league, which is awesome to see. So if you get out there, think of Vet. As a matter of fact, I'll share the story right now. There's a gentleman I walked into a restaurant on Sunday, and for my wife's birthday, and the gentleman was wearing a World War II hat. Think about that for a second. There's not many World War II veterans out there anymore, and hate saying that, but to be able to
hey, Chris.
Yeah-ish.
Hey, I'm gonna rudely interrupt you. I'm sorry, but I realized I forgot to say a big shout out to my boy Travis Gilbert pushing me all those races. Can't thank him enough. Just wanted to put that out there. Otherwise, I'd be a very bad human being. I love you, Chris.
We already are bad human beings, but anyways, yes, no problem. You too. So yeah, going back to the story. So the, I mean, I'm not even gonna guess. Obviously, the gentleman was elderly, and server started to try to lift him up and to pick him up, because obviously he had a walker and stuff, and you know, trying to be the nice lady she was, trying to. So I tried to offer, obviously, to help the gentleman up, but he got up, and you know, he was nice enough to say the words "thank you" to me, and I couldn't help but just say no, thank you for what he had done. So you get a chance to see a vet out there, say thank you, because they're out there fighting and have fought for our lives, I should say, and appreciate that. So again, shout out to Vet2Track and sponsoring the Victory Lane. So oh man, what a fun night that was. As let's see, what do we have? Numerous lead changes, numerous cautions, an F-bomb. We had it all this evening. Great job by everybody for a fantastic race. So yeah, we'll take the week off next week, and then we'll come back in 2 weeks at Daytona, switch to the next gen cars, and go racing for another race of 4 in the Masters of the Draft, presented by Vet2Track. I think I've covered everything, right? Hard Charger Award. Let's see who gets that one here real quick. The Hard Charger, of course, presented by Superior Template. And the Hard Charger, say 21 here. I'm seeing 21. Shane Ward looks like the big climber tonight. 23rd to 2nd for the driver of the 39 car. Congratulations to Shane on unofficially winning the Hard Charger Award. I think I covered it all now. So let's head out. Big shout out to Tom Dixon. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let me show you the final lap all over again. I don't bad about left without showing the whole final lap back for those who haven't seen it yet. Here we go. So let's dissect this thing. All right, so they take the white flag, and they're going to come together. 12's going to get turned with the 33. Let me slide over and get the stop button real quick. That's where Joe gets wrecked with others. You see how that started. Looks like just some drafting and some bumping and some argy-bargy, and it looks like 12 playing ping pong in the middle there, unfortunately, and he goes into the wall. So does the 33, the 77, the 21. Gets down there into Joe, who gets clobbered, and he's heading head first for it. That wreck breaks out. And you got the ARCA breakers coming out. Because, I mean, in the final lap, what do you have to lose? Arca brake. Back straightaway here, you see Schroeder leading. Gets the push out there from Dixon. And gonna make one he makes a very late move right here, and he gets crossed up on the 39. And unfortunately, he gets pretty much punted. And then around goes to, I think it was the 44 that went around over there. And then they drag race here, and this will, yeah, about like that, right? So everybody get your photos. Here's your photo op. How to get a good camera shot for you. Using my camera's changed, but they're not wanting to change right now. Yeah, there's a good shot for you. We'll leave it with that shot right there. Remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain eSports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.